Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. The Denver Broncos are 2-0. Keep that shit quiet though, Perna. Big deal. They beat the Jaguars 23-13. Well, it is a big deal because nothing went the Broncos' way in the first half of this game. They were battling injuries. Josey Jewell's now done for the season. That sucks. They were battling the refs, and worst of all, they were battling swamp ass with that Jacksonville humidity. You try and cover a wide receiver when your gooch is that slippery. How crazy is this, though? The Carolina Panthers take the Jets quarterback in Sam Darnold from 2020. The Broncos take the Panthers quarterback from 2020 in Teddy Bridgewater, and somehow both of those teams are now a lot better and start out 2-0. The Panthers are happily paying Teddy Bridgewater to start for the Broncos this year, and it's friggin' working. The Broncos and the Raiders are now the only remaining undefeated teams in the entire AFC. After 2 weeks, today we're going to talk about Broncos Jags, so let's recap this game. That's good sports. If you want to see the Broncos go 3-0, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Today's episode is sponsored by buyraycon.com/thatsgood, which will save you 15% when you use my link below. Now, football is finally back, which means the best way to ignore everyone in your life is to pop in your Raycon everyday earbuds, connect them to your television or phone's Bluetooth as they snugly fit into your ears with their comfortable gel tips and let the sounds of football whisk you away. Or maybe you just want to listen to a podcast, instead of paying attention to your nephew's high school football game like me. If I ever left my studio, I'd take my Raycons to the stadium to listen to the radio broadcast of the game, old school style. With 32 hours of battery life, you won't miss a single call, even if the game goes into overtime. I've been rocking the same pair of Raycons for 2 years now, so I can attest they are durable. Starting at half the price of other premium audio brands, Raycon is kind to your wallet. Even kinder when you click my link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/thatsgood to get 15% off your order. Way to fucking go.
Way to go!
Fourth and fucking Fangio, baby. Prior to the win, I admit I was perspiring in this game, more than even the Jacksonville players. Well, not as much as Josh I missed 2 field goals Lambo, who missed for the first time in the Jag Stadium. Lambo, by the way, has the greatest teammate ever, Andrew Wingard, literally holding Lambo's chin up after his misses. Unless Wingard is an unlicensed chiropractor, then this looks like a malpractice case to me. Had the Broncos lost, the story of this game would have been lopsided officiating in the first half, and the kick return the Broncos gave up in the fourth quarter. That's right, special team coordinator Tom McMahon, the most despised special teams coordinator since ever, continues to have a job, even though the Broncos continue to be one of the worst coverage units in the league. I'd say, how can you be bad at your job for that long and still be employed? But then, I'd have to take a serious and long look in the mirror. I'm not doing that. Here's what's crazy. I was not impressed by the Broncos' pass rush, and that doesn't even factor in the Bradley Chubb injury. I think it needs to be better, a lot better. Yet, the defense in reality only gave up a touchdown, and that was because the refs bailed the Jags out. And it just happened to be the opening drive of the game. Denver gets a stop on 3rd down in that series, but Kyle Fuller's flagged for illegal contact. Marvin Jones looked unstoppable, and Lawrence hit him for a very, very pretty touchdown after the penalty. After that, though, what did Trevor Lawrence do? Nothing. He did nothing, because the coverage was great, and he went on to throw like 10 straight incompletions. I am worried, though, about the day the Broncos play a good passing team, but Lawrence didn't even cross the 100-yard mark passing until the fourth quarter, and the majority of his passing yards were accumulated on that first drive. The Broncos also benefited from not 1, but 2 of those Josh Lambo missed field goals. That's what happens when you don't lube the gooch, Josh. Had he made those kicks, this game might have been very close, but he didn't. My last complaint before we get into the good shit. How the hell is this pass interference? And how the hell is this not? It's the same play. Pass thrown short, the receiver can't make a play on the ball because of the bad throw, which means the refs call PI. Trevor Lawrence was bailed out. Why not Teddy Bridgewater? Is it because he doesn't have golden locks of hair that can be spun into gold? The one though, the missed call, the egregious missed call is this tug on Courtland Sutton's clothing. I mean, Sutton literally needed a stick to remove the wedgie from his ass after that pull by Henderson, which literally negated a deep touchdown pass. Literally. Teddy Bridgewater would have had 2 deep touchdowns this season already if Hamler catches it last week and if Sutton isn't tugged here. Now, a big positive takeaway, Teddy Bridgewater is legit. So the question now, which nickname do we go with for Teddy Bridgewater? Now we gotta think about this, guys. Because at 2-0, he's no longer Teddy Bridge over troubled water. Teddy Two Gloves really isn't indicative of how good he's been. I am partial to Teddy Tripod because of this infamous college photo of Teddy. I also like Teddy Two Tugs because I think no matter how many yards Teddy throws for, he will only ever have 2 passing touchdowns in any given game. 99 passing yards and 2 TDs. 175 passing yards, 2 TDs. 250, 2 TDs. Sunday was 328 yards and 2 TDs. Teddy could throw for 500 yards and it would still be just 2 TDs. 2 tugs for Teddy. The last time Teddy threw for more than 2 touchdowns was in 2019 when he filled in for Drew Brees against the Buccaneers. In fact, Teddy has never thrown for just 3 touchdowns in a game. He's thrown 4 touchdowns twice and 2 touchdowns countless times, but never 3. However, Teddy Two Tugs also sounds like a man who can masturbate faster than anyone else on earth. And as I'm saying that, I know Teddy Two Tugs is the one. Teddy Two Tugs is officially his nickname. Now, Bridgewater has orchestrated the best 2-game stretch in passing yards for the Broncos since Peyton Manning's 2013 season, which means we Broncos fans should be given an award for loyalty. As good as Teddy has been though, it hasn't felt like he's put on a passing clinic or anything. It's been like tough passing yards the entire time. And the only bad play from this game I can really point to for Bridgewater was that 17-yard sack he took that forced Denver to settle for 3. It was a great rush by Josh Allen, and credit the Jags defense for getting to Bridgewater 3 times. If he weren't at least a part-time escape artist, a bad QB may have been sacked 6 or 7 times in this game, which leads me to something I'm concerned about, a negative, the Broncos' offensive line. If there is a weakness on this team right now, it might be the line, both in run blocking and in pass protection. Another concern? Penalties. Jesus, Sunday was a rough day for the Broncos in penalties. Sure, they couldn't get the calls to go their way, but they also committed 10 for 101 yards. They gave the Jags 100 yards. Jacksonville had 7 for 70, but should have also been well over 100. 200 yards and penalties every game. That's what we fans want to see in the NFL, and damn it, NFL, you almost accomplished that Sunday. Right now, though, because the Broncos line is struggling, they are wasting Javonte Williams' potential. You can only ask a running back to break so many tackles behind the line of scrimmage. The first half of this game, though, ended with a Josh Lambo miss, and Denver held on to a narrow 10-7 lead. Which brings me to my halftime report. Watching Phillip Lindsay score a touchdown during the Broncos broadcast, but it not be for the Broncos, made me feel like a little piece of Colorado died, as Mr. Colorado was forced to Texas, like Joe Rogan. And it being a passing play to Lindsay, well that made me shed a single Noshawn Moreno sized tear. Now I think Jags owner Shad Khan needs to enforce a new rule for fans attending Jags games. No, not proof of a vaccine. No, all men who watch a Jags game from the Jaguars pool must only wear Speedos. If women gotta wear bikinis, men gotta wear Speedos. We want to see the bulge, fellas. Just like the announcers, we really need to see girthy man beaters in the water.
It's the man beater that I was expecting to see.
That's not what they mean by man beaters? No. Well, speaking of beating, Urban Meyer has taken the term jagging off a little too seriously. He literally has a guy who just follows him around and pantomimes jerking off in the air behind him. This is the NFL, Urban. Have some class.
Oh, wait, my bad. That's just the hand signal to send in CJ Beat Hard. I gotta get my head out of the gutter.
Mike Purcell called out a not so nice number 68 for kneeing him when he was on the ground. That's also former Panther Andrew Norwell, or as I will call him, the dirtiest son of a bitch in Florida. Probably the hardest honor to win in that filthy swamp. You touch my man Mike again, Norwell, I'm gonna submit this to the NFL for big time fines. Big time fines. All right, moving on to the second half, another big positive. Oh man, my man, Courtland Sutton is back. Sutton finished with 159 receiving yards on 9 receptions and would have had a touchdown. Most likely the Big Dick Player Award had the refs flag the Jags defense for pass interference like they should have done. Sutton did haul in a 55-yarder in the second half, which set up Noah Fant's touchdown. So Cortland, when you think about not having me give you a big dick, blame the Zebras for that atrocity. The Broncos may not blow teams out, but they are tough. They can do things we're not used to seeing them do. Win. The Broncos have already converted more fourth downs through 2 weeks than they did in all of 2020. My underrated performance goes to Javonte Williams, who finished with 64 yards on 13 carries, which had him finishing just a Kyler Murray short of averaging 5 yards a carry. Here's what I like about Javonte Williams. Williams, though, is tough to tackle. He is a tackle breaker. He turns no gains or plays that should have been a loss into gains. He did that a lot on Sunday. And I also saw the Denver Broncos official Twitter account say Javonte Williams is a boss. Yeah, but is he a big boss? Is he a big boss?
It's the man beater that I was expecting to see.
You can get the Big Boss mugs at BenchwarmerBrew.com. Funny story, when I started my coffee company, we had no clue Big Boss was engraved on the back of our mugs. And we still got a shit ton in inventory we need to sell. But Williams had one of the more impressive games I can recall for a running back who didn't crack 75 yards on the ground. Then we've got our Big Dick Player Award, which is going to Kareem Jackson. Jackson led the team in tackles with just 4 solo, 6 total. That's a result of a lot of incomplete passes by Trevor Lawrence. 14 of 33 for the rookie, which by my math is less than 50%. Kareem Jackson just had one of those games where he was all over the place, but also had a really key interception in the third quarter. It's the kind of pick that ends a Jags drive at a point in the game where it takes away hope from them. He robbed them of hope. The announcer said Kareem read Lawrence's eyes and made a break on the ball. Sure, you can point out Jackson's athleticism, but really, reading Trevor Lawrence's eyes and not getting lost in them, well, that's the real achievement. Josey Jewell was working his way towards getting this award before tearing his pec, which just sucks. He was playing very well. And then Patrick Surtain. He's not getting the Big Dick Player Award. I gotta see more from him, but he notched his first career interception in his second game, just like his dad. Right now, Patrick Surtain and Justin Fields both have 1 interception on the season. So determining who's better, that race is a dead heat. Teddy has been so solid, though I don't even care about Fields anymore. I don't even care about that comparison. Surtain is going to be great, and based on my next-gen stats, his ass-to-foot coordination that helped them seal that pick is unmatched in the NFL. Show me one single corner with better ass-to-foot coordination, and I'll call you a fucking fraud, because that's what you are. Nobody's better. Nobody has better ass-to-foot coordination. Side note, Adam Gotsis, former Broncos, sacked Teddy Bridgewater once. Would have been cool if you did any of those sacks as a Bronco, Adam. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports, Broncos, Jags recap. The best and worst of NFL Sunday already up on this channel. You can click that video on the screen right now. If you want to follow my socials, it's @BrandonPerna. Twitter, Instagram. That's it.